Welcome back to the Fit Survive channel. So Victorinox has made a couple new models here and it is way overdue, so happy to see that. So we'll start with this one right here. This is the Victorinox Companion Slim. And so what you'll notice looking up top is there are no blades on this one. So it is a bladeless Swiss Army knife. Comes with the scissors, which I like their scissors on the Swiss Army knives. Then they have, this is their package opener. So it's kind of a new tool. They made this a couple of years ago. This replaces the can opener, and as the name suggests, this is good for opening packages, and it's super sharp. Serrations here, super sharp at the top, so great for opening a box, maybe like taking down boxes or even cutting into tape. But at the same time, it's a lot friendlier than, let's say, having a large blade, right? And so for people in Europe or in other places that are sensitive to you carrying a knife, this is an awesome option. And then the cool thing is you don't have to order a custom. You can basically order this stock right from Victorinox. All right, then of course it has the bottle opener as well. So this comes in in red, gold, and silver. And these are just plain A-locks. And I was able to find this on Amazon. I think it's like right now like $40, if I remember correctly, 43 or thereabout. And so really nice for those of you who wanted a bladeless Swiss Army knife. Victorinox has done that for you. All right, then next up, I'm also super happy about this, super thrilled. By the way, shout out to the new box. That's cool, something different. So anyways, a very much bolder move here from Victorinox. This is their Synergy series. Now this comes in blue. This is what this is. It's a really dark blue. It comes in blue, red, and silver. And then so kind of a mixture. You got a bit of the A-locks look right here. Then the rest of it looks almost like brushed aluminum. So very interesting. And then obviously we can't miss this skeletonized look, which once again is a very bold decision coming from Victorinox. Here in the back, they've added a pocket clip and they've pinned that into place. And so that's the only thing that kind of concerns me, because you guys know me, I've got to modify this. I've got to improve on it. But anyways, that concerns me when I have to drill that out, how hard it's gonna be to get that back shut. But anyways, let's talk about this further. It does have the package opener, which once again, I'm excited to see that. The bottle opener right here. And the next big thing they did is they made the blade locking. And so these two are kind of like contrast to each other. Here they've made a, if I can call it an improvement, they've removed the blade completely. And then on this one, they've made an improvement where now the blade locks, which Europe is gonna absolutely hate that. But anyways, so they have a blade lock on this now, and it is very similar to the 111 millimeter. The style of it, the fact that you can't close with your right hand, you'd expect like to be able to push it with your right thumb. You can't. You can push it with your middle finger, then risk cutting your fingertips off. Otherwise, it is very much a two-handed liner lock there. So let me get know what you guys think if I should try to do a Dragonox using their liner lock system. Definitely be interesting. Then the next thing they did is, it's not a new tool, but it's a first here on the 93 millimeter. This is the nail file. So you would typically find this on a Cadet, so an 84 millimeter Swiss Army knife. And so they've put this here in place of the typical reamer. And so like I said already, you guys know I've got to modify these. And so let me show you how I would improve on their new models. This is how I would modify these. So we're going to start with the Synergy. So you see we added a brass liner here. Kind of odd that it's only one, but that's because the second liner is actually the liner lock. And so it has to stay stainless. But also you'll notice here that we've used Torx screws instead. So I always think Torx screws are a great upgrade for 93 millimeter Swiss Army knives. It makes it really easy. You can adjust the tension. Basically, you can take it apart and clean it if you want. It is kind of hard to reassemble because all the pressure on those springs. But anyways, you can see another thing here that I've added, which I think is a really cool mod for the 93 millimeter, is the pliers. You see those snap in, snap open, snap shut, just like you would expect a pair of pliers to work, just like on the 91 millimeter. Doesn't get in the way of the rest of the tools. And so I think it really makes this a very unique tool. Maybe I should have added scissors to this as well. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'm gonna show you the tools. Everything else still works the same. No issues with the mod. So that still locks open, comes apart. It sure was a pain to re-pin this pocket clip. So that is one disadvantage here of the Synergy, is when you take this apart, you got to get that pocket clip back on, and that really does make it difficult. All right, same thing here. All the tools still perform nice and well, which no reason why they shouldn't. Again, cool thing about the Torx screws is if they're not opening well, you can loosen them up and find out what's wrong. All right, so anyways, that's that. I think it turned out really cool. And then here is the companion. And so now what we've added here is a removable scalpel blade. So why did I choose to do this in this particular model? Why I think it's a great upgrade? Because this is kind of the whole concept of this companion is that it's a bladeless tool, right? A bladeless tool set. And so with this, let's say if you still need a bladeless tool set, you can simply remove that, take that off, and then you are once again, you have a bladeless tool. And so I think it makes it very convenient. It's a great idea. That way you still can have a knife when you need to or are able to, but then whenever you can't have the knife, you can simply pop that off. Of course, other advantages is that you can replace it when it gets dull and so on. And it's very fidgety. You guys know I like anything that's fidgeting. And so that flipper there is really fidgety. All right, same thing here. Torque screw assembly. So again, I think it makes it look really nice like that. And then of course, all the added benefits I mentioned with this Synergy knife. Also added the brass liners here, which it looks a bit more symmetrical since there are two of them instead of just the one. But yeah, my wife said it looks like an Iron Man build because you got this nice red along with that kind of golden brass color. Same thing here, the tools all still perform the same. There's no issue with them after the mods. So let me know what you guys think about my upgrades here to Victorinox's newest knives. Let me know what you think about these as stock. Like I said towards the beginning of the video, I think these are great stock knives. I like to have a pocket clip, I like the locking blade, just overall well thought out. Very bold move here with the skeletonized scales. Glad to see some new design, not just new colors every year. So let me know what you think about their new knives. I'll have links down below to where you can buy these stock knives, because honestly, if you're looking for a custom knife, this isn't a custom, but at least it's something new, something interesting to see. And then also, I'll have these up on Instagram. I made these basically just to show you guys here on YouTube. So these will be available. So I'll probably auction these off on my Instagram account. Again, link will be down below. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.